Yo, what up, my bones? SilverDFanng with more YouTube reactions. Hi. We got... Oh, it's this one. We got the Insane Warrior Cats Fandom by TheOdd1sOut. So, months ago, I made a reaction to a Owls of Ga'Hoole video. And someone commented, you should watch the Warrior Cats video done by TheOdd1sOut. I'm an TheOdd1sOut fan. I watched it when it came out. I've seen it a couple of times. Never really thought to react to it until that comment. God, this was insane fun. Enjoy. Okay. This is the Insane Warrior Cats Fandom by TheOdd1sOut. Yep. Someone on YouTube, on one of my other videos, commented, hey, it's like, hey, you should check this video out. And I'm like, I already have, but if someone on the internet's like, hey, you should watch this, I'm like, okay, maybe people would want me to watch it.
Welcome to the Warrior Cat wing of the Animation History Museum. I will be guiding your tour today.
If you don't know TheOdd1sOut, well, we've already did a video on TheOdd1sOut. We did the IKEA one, but TheOdd1sOut, storytime animator for like over a decade. He used to do a lot of stories about him. Now it's he still does, but it's more evolving on fandoms and like different culture stuff. And this is one of them. This is I wasn't in the Warrior Cats, but I do know that online fandoms love the Warrior Cats, and it is where a lot of animators started.
I hope you have nothing else planned. Warrior Cats is a book series that follows a society of feral cats who live in these groups that are kind of a mix between a gang and a cult. While they are considered kids' books, I will say Warrior Cats is... It's
tribism. It's all tribism. It's part cult, part gang. It's just tribism.
Less fun time happy cat adventures and more Watership Down.
A little.
We won't be getting too graphic here, but a lot of the cats don't make it. Now you might be wondering why these books have their own dedicated wing in the animation.
By the way, none of that is in the books because they are just straight up books. There's a couple of pictures, but like it's mostly books. That is just fans of the books. Those aren't even haters. Those are the fans drawing that shit.
Museum. These are letters, not pictures, stupid. Well, you see, this fan base has the most animated fan base ever. Yes, even more than that one you really like. People love to draw these cats. Coming up is one of my favorite people.
I think people just really like to draw cats. And also it's a kid, but like you can also see a bunch of drawings of Harry Potter, but cats are easier to draw for a kid.
The artist's use of anime hair and Windows Movie Maker transitions perfectly encapsulates that indescribable era of 2009. And I especially love the artist's bold choice of including their OC into this piece, really calling to the essence of the human experience and that desire to rescue a villain who is also your comfort character. Something you need to understand is that kids who are now adults have been drawing these cats for quite some time. We have records of kids drawing these cats all the way back in 2004. And if you were a Warrior Cat fan during the 2008 housing market crash...
She does look like someone that would dive into a fantasy world to get away from the existential crisis that is her life.
Then you are eating extremely well, not with food, but with edgy cat animations drawn entirely by a mouse. Fans are making anime openings, AMVs, and graphic depictions of some of the more Watership Down moments in the series.
Yeah, kids are, okay, some of these were adults, but a lot of this was kids. Kids have issues. We need more therapy, please.
I'm blurring these out because mutilated cats bum me out. And just like the books that are still coming out, the Warriors never stopped drawing. I don't want to sound dramatic, but you could spend the rest of your life watching nothing but Warrior Cat fan animations and still not have seen them all. I actually haven't done the math on that yet, but trust me, there's a lot. Is this playlist still going?
Okay. I knew it was a lot. I didn't realize it was that much. Holy shit. Like, I knew a little bit about Warrior Cats, but as an adult, I never heard of the Warrior Cats as a kid. For me, my generation, it was Harry Potter, Animorphs, maybe Goosebumps, but it was a little too old even for us. Captain Underpants, that kind of shit.
I have been fully aware of the vast quantity of Warrior Cat fan animations for quite some time. Heck, I've even hired some of them. But I've never been able to truly enjoy a Warrior Cat fan animation, as I've never read these books growing up, because all the kids in my class who did pretended to be the cats during recess and would hiss at me whenever I tried talking to them, which even back then I was like, okay, this is a little weird, guys. But I regret not reading these books growing up, because now...
Okay, I feel like now you can't say that on the internet because some like MAGA person's like, see, they're making the cat kids gay. It's like, no, kids like imagination. They like cats. They like fantasy. Fuck off.
I'm left with all these unanswered questions. Why are so many people drawn to drawing these fictional cats?
Because people like
what
cats.
Are these feelings stirring in
Furry.
my bosom as I watch these? And why do the art styles change so much? As we move down the Warrior Cat fan animation timeline,
some of them get better.
Around 2012 is when the Warriors really begin to specialize in multi-animator projects. Basically, there were so many people willing to draw these cats that a large group of them all worked together, each animating a different segment of a video, and then when everyone's segment gets done in 14 months, the finished segments get stitched together into one complete video. I guarantee you've seen at least one of these group reanimator projects before, and you might have the Warriors to thank for that.
I did not know this was a thing, per se. I know the concept of, like, group combinations, but I didn't really know that it was a big thing in the indie animation square. I probably have seen some, not many. But this was big. It was really big. There was a lot of Warrior Cat projects that was multi-artist animated.
I don't know who started the trend. Maps work out great for everyone, because now you and 40 of your animation buddies only have to animate a few seconds of a cat fight, and we get to watch a super engaging music video with changing art styles every 6 seconds. I really have to commend everyone who puts these projects together, especially the ones that were done before messaging apps like Discord even existed. But what I find extremely...
They did all of this on AOL and Skype. Ugh.
Impressive is that everyone who signs up for these projects are doing so simply for exposure. No one involved expects any type of monetary compensation, and warrior maps are very often made to copyrighted music, meaning no one's making money off these projects anyways.
Nope.
I can only imagine what musicians must go through when their manager tells them, "You're not going to believe this. Someone just made a fan-animated music video of your song on YouTube." And then the artist goes to watch it, and they just see a bunch of cartoon cats fighting each other. Violently. Can I tell you a quick story time?
Gaga would get it.
Once I wandered into a Barnes & Noble and thought,
no, chubby little
if they have any
James.
physical copies of Warrior Cats, because that is something I am willing to buy. So I went to the young adult section, looked under W, and found nothing. They didn't have any. Well, that's too bad, I thought. I mean, between the main books, graphic novels, and super editions, there's only over 100 different books, with new ones still being written to this day.
Which is
I
insane.
guess this BNN doesn't have any. Oh well. But then, I had the disturbing realization that I might be looking in the wrong place. I was looking in the young adult section. I needed to extend my search to the kids' corner.
Yep.
Spelled with a Z. So I gingerly walked from the kid book section to the little...
Yeah. I will give Warrior Cat. So it is not young adult. It is kids' books, but they are graphic kids' books. The only other one I can think of is the Owls of Ga'Hoole. Those owls went hard.
Kid book section, trying to find the book I was currently reading. And there, next to the barn built into the wall and the blocks, were the Warriors. I'm not going to judge you on whatever books you like to read, because I live in a glass house. If I was ever going to understand what made people so drawn to drawing these violent feral kitty cats,
you can tell that as soon as he told his artist, hey, draw me in a furry cat outfit, they ate. The detail on this, oh my god, they had a field day.
Then I would have to start reading these.
Oh my
whether
god,
you
he
never
got the
read these
costume.
books, but are curious to know why so many people are drawing the characters, or maybe you did read these books a long time ago and want a refresher from the perspective of an adult who didn't grow up with them. Either way,
Me.
get your favorite cat treat and knock something off a counter as we dive paws first into the wild and wonderful world of warrior cats. So, spoiler warning
Lot of spoilers.
for warrior cats.
Again, the books are like 20 years old. Or at least these books are. He doesn't go through all of them. He goes through maybe the first 12.
our main protagonist is Rusty.
Hi,
a
Rusty.
handsome ginger Tom. Those are not my words.
That is how he's described in the character description at the front of the book. Ignore that he's called Firepaw right now.
Spoilers!
Firepaw and Rusty are the same cat. It'll make sense in a little bit.
Rusty is a regular house cat living with people, or as he would call them, two legs. You see,
Stupid
cats
two
have
legs.
some pretty unique slurs for everyday normal human things. This isn't a car driving on a road, it's a monster on the Thunder Path.
Ooh,
Personally,
I like those
love
names.
it when books explain everyday, mundane human things from, like, a non-human perspective. Like, yeah, a car would be a monster to a cat. It merges without using a turn signal.
Now, our main cat, Rusty, grows tired of his soft kitty pet life and thinks maybe living in the forest directly behind his backyard would sorta kinda be cool. But he's not ready for a big life change just yet. But then one day, Rusty's only friend in the entire world, named Smudge, he tells Rusty, "Hey, did you know when our owners take us to the vet, they chop our guys off?"
Fellas, would you spend the rest of your life surviving in the woods if it meant you gotta keep both of your dudes?
Yes.
I would.
So, like many
Look, if this was a thing, 99% of men would now live in the forest.
other unneutered male cats, Rusty abandons his soft kitty pet life and sets out to start a new, wild and free life in the forest directly behind his backyard.
It turns out there's a whole society of wild feral kitty cats living in the forest behind Rusty's backyard, and they've divided themselves into 4 distinct groups. Or clans.
The clans!
The first clan we're going to be
Ooh.
looking at is Thunder Clan. This is the
Funda,
clan our
funda.
protagonists belong to and where most of the story takes place. These cats are the moral, compassionate, brave ones. Gryffindor.
Pretty
the
much.
next clan is Shadow Clan.
Boo.
These are the edgy, evil cats.
Emos!
Slytherin. Sure, there's evil cats in every clan, but a lot of them are from Shadow Clan, especially in Season 1. Because they have Shadow in the name, I always imagined every cat here was just a black Halloween cat.
Racist. That's racist, James. Not every black cat is evil. Most of them are good people cats.
The next clan is River Clan. Their main thing is,
Water.
they swim. I wouldn't call them Ravenclaw because they're not smart. They're more of a water tribe. And the next clan is Wind Clan, but
Wow, that feels really mean to the water tribe of Avatar. They're smart
Hope everyone
people.
enjoys it here.
They
Please
just
follow the stream.
Thanks, Pando. They just, didn't like monopolize land like all the other tribes.
you don't need to worry, they're Hufflepuffs. So, cats from different clans
Wait, what was
hate
it?
each other and are super territorial. Don't even
Oh
think
my
about
god.
fall. And the next clan is Wind Clan, but
Yeah, fuck Wind Clan.
you don't need to worry, they're Hufflepuffs. So, cats from different clans hate each other and are super
As they
territorial.
should.
Don't even think about falling in love and starting a family with a cat from a different clan. That is so unaccepted, it happens constantly. And those are the 4 clans in the forest. However, there's one clan not in the forest we need to talk about called Star Clan.
Ooh.
Did you know cats have their own religion? Your childhood cat isn't going to be kicking it with you in boring old two-leg heaven. They're going to be sharing tongues with their ancestors in Star Clan. Sharing tongues is like when cats lick each other, like normal cat behavior.
I genuinely thought that they were French kissing.
But whenever I read sharing tongues, I always thought they were like French kissing or something. StarClan.
Okay, yes, I have watched this, but no, I did not remember that line. Literally, that's just what I was thinking too. I literally was just thinking they were French kissing each other in cat heaven. Also, this is all in book 1. In book 1, we get tribalism and a cat religion. Children's book.
And is basically warrior cat heaven. And it's so much more
It's
than a
Valhalla
character looking up at the
Meowhalla. I will see myself out.
night sky and seeing their deceased dad in the clouds. Instead, StarClan plays a much bigger role in the books, and we get to frequently visit and see what wacky antics the Cat Angels get up to. So even though there is a lot of death in warrior cats, just because a cat dies doesn't mean it's the last we'll ever see of them. They'll just be in their angel form from now on. And those are the 5 clans you need to know about. It's just those 4 main ones and Warrior Cat Heaven. There's not going to be like a secret 6th clan or anything.
Oh no, not segue, foreshadowing.
Now, normally,
foreshadowing.
cats are super big on cat purity and would never allow this random outsider into their clan.
But you see, the leader of ThunderClan, named Blue Star,
So the tribal clans of feral cats are inbreeding? Oh, that ain't good for Generation 7.
she had a pretty good reason to allow this handsome Ginger Tom into the clan.
Blue Star, you know, kind of thought he was the chosen one.
Yep.
And he canonically still had both of his guys. So, prophecies play a very big role in the wild world
Like every children's book, there has to be one special child.
of warrior cats. And the first prophecy we hear about is fire alone will save the clan. So knowing that fire alone will save the clan, Blue Star sees this handsome Ginger Tom just wandering through the forest and officially accepts him into ThunderClan, bestowing him the new name Firepaw.
See, that's why the front of the book called him Firepaw, remember? Now it's making sense. So completely remove the name Rusty from your brain. That's never coming back. Everyone who's read these books knows this cat as Firepaw.
Kind of.
He's got a paw of fire.
By this point, you've
It's
probably
hot.
noticed a pretty unique formula to some of these cat names. Blue Star, Firepaw. Let's take a look at some of these other characters, shall we? Let's see, we got Ash Fur, Mouse Fur, Leopard Fur, Frost Fur, Russet Fur, Oak Fur, Bracken Fur, Soot Fur, Ash Fur again? Okay, what the fur is going on? What's with all
Fur
these
diggity.
If you are not privy to the naming convention of these warrior cat characters, the nomenclature of these cat names follows a simple 2-part system. Every cat's name is made up of any of these prefixes and any of these suffixes.
Jesus.
Can you see that? Graypaw, White Storm, Blue Star. Every name is like
Gotta catch 'em all, Pokemon.
this. Mountain Dew is a valid warrior cat name.
It should
Now,
be.
I already knew about these ridiculous double-syllable names going into the series, and I was legitimately worried it would be impossible for me to keep track and remember all of these cat names. But do you want to know something I didn't know going into this series? Their name changes.
Yep.
When I got to the first name-changing ceremony, I threw the book down thinking, I'm not smart enough to understand the complexities of warrior cats. I should just give up. But then I thought, no. If a 9-year-old child in 2008 can remember all these ridiculous cat names, then so can I.
I think James might have a vendetta against this specific 2009 Warrior Cats fan. He's been using her a lot, and not nicely. Also, yeah, Warrior Cats does the same thing as the European royal family.
Incoming at break.
When you become a king or a bigger title, your name changes.
And then I got to one of the many kit birthing scenes, and all the cats would go, oh boy, more warriors for ThunderClan. Everyone welcome Ice Kit and Fox Kit. And I would go,
I hope Ice Kid and Fox Kid die.
But I must say, once you really
might.
get into this series,
They might.
remembering all the different cat names isn't that big of an issue. First of all, sometimes the cat's name will just be a short description of what they physically look like, ergo make them easier to remember. What do you think Running Nose looks like? What do you think Spider Legs looks like?
I don't want
I don't know
to.
what Mouse Fur looks like, but in my head, she's always wearing like a mouse costume, and just no one addresses it. They're just like, "That's Mouse Fur." What's
I believe I believe the term means that it's like very scrappy looking. It's not clean fur. It's very like chunky.
really bad is that there's like Mouse Fur and then Mouse Kit like in the same scene, and it's like, what are we doing here, Aaron? And as strange as these names sound, there's actually a methodology to them that correlates to what rank a cat is. Kittens will always have the suffix kit. You read the sentence, Ice Kit and Fox Kit were playing in the hollow. You don't have to worry about them, they don't matter. Apprentices will always have the suffix paw, because they're apparentices. Firepaw and Graypaw are both apparentices.
Makes sense,
And
makes
anything
sense,
above
makes
them
sense.
is when the warrior names get a little more creative and don't have a set suffix, except for the very top, the leaders, which always have the name
Star.
which means you have to be careful reading the wiki because sometimes learning a cat's up-to-date name is a spoiler. Now, instead of having to remember Gray Stripe, Blue Star, White Storm, all
Gray,
you really have
blue,
to
white.
remember is Gray, Blue, White. And while we're looking at the
It's just looking at a color board, being like, okay, red's here, blue's here, orange. Orange fights blue. Green says hello to yellow. Yellow is not happy with burgundy.
clan hierarchy, can I just talk about medicine cats real quick? Medicine cats are responsible for healing the sick
Yep,
and injured
Dr.
clanmates,
Cats.
and they don't use
Kind
like
of.
medicine. All of their healing comes from herbs found locally in the forest, but I always felt like the books were stretching some of the healing properties they claimed these herbs possessed. Okay, the cats are constantly getting into fights, so they're getting scratches, and the med cats would put cobwebs over wounds. Okay, I can sort of see that working as like a natural band-aid.
It could work.
Then, during one of the many kit birthing scenes, the med cats would be like, "Oh no, give her a poppy seed to calm her down." And I was always like, a singular poppy seed? Like, from a bagel? At least give her like a couple.
So back in the forest,
So I think the reason for this is, so fun fact, poppy seeds actually do have a very small dose of like the same element that weed does. For us, it's fine, but for a cat, obviously it's going to be a lot stronger. So it does, in theory, make sense. It's still stupid, but it makes sense.
Rusty meets all the other apparentices in ThunderClan, and one apprentice confides in our hero some terrible news. He secretly witnessed this other cat named Tigerclaw murder another cat in his own clan.
No!
Tigerclaw is here, and he murdered the cat here, the deputy, because deputies of a clan are next in line to be leader, so he couldn't just murder the leader, he has to murder the deputy, so he could be deputy, and then he can murder the leader. Do you understand?
I do. Also, so this cat didn't kill the sheriff, he killed the deputy. I'm sorry.
Good. Okay, cool.
No,
I
I'm
just
not.
want to point out
No,
that
I'm not.
I got this corkboard off Facebook Marketplace.
It's
and
a nice
pictures did
corkboard.
not show how badly sun damaged it was.
I mean,
So
who cares?
immediately,
It's
this
a
series
cork
sets
board.
up Tigerclaw as the main bad guy of the story, that he's willing to murder cats in his own clan to become leader. And getting to become the leader of a clan is a very enticing idea to Tigerclaw because leaders get blessed by StarClan with 9 lives. Every other cat only gets 1 life, but the leaders get to die 8 extra times.
And I really like this plot device because as the series goes on, we get to keep track of how many times a leader loses a life, and the suspense builds and builds as we get closer to that final one. Now, our heroes kind of do everything in their power not to tell anyone that Tiger Claw is the bad guy.
Because they're
like,
stupid.
There's seriously a scene where Firepaw gets a one-on-one training session with Blue Star, and he's like, I should probably tell the leader of my clan
Nice
about
to
the
meet
broad-shoulder
you.
backstabbing
I'm
murderer
Dolph.
named Tiger Claw in the clan. But then Blue Star's like, fight me, and then he gets caught up in the fighting, and then he just forgets to tell her. Okay, just like
Refreshing.
the other characters.
Thanks, Chef Spiral.
Shockingly, our main character, who only left his home because he wanted to keep his boys, kind of a fucking idiot.
We're going to keep the thought of Tiger Claw being the main bad guy in the back of our mind because we got more important stuff to worry about. Shadow Clan just attacked Thunder Clan for no reason.
What?
Oh, fuck! And they
No,
end up
fuck you,
killing
Shadow Clan.
Firepaw's secret crush, who he barely talked to and was way older than him and practiced celibacy. The Thundercats.
What is it? Again, this is all the first book. And we're teaching we're teaching the readers of the book about celibacy and crushes and murder of crushes. God damn, this book goes weirdly hard. Also, very religious. Very religious.
And Shadowcats face off in a big epic battle, and eventually the heroic Thundercats defeat the evil Shadowcats.
And as the first episode comes to a close, Blue Star promotes Firepaw to the warrior class.
Firepaw's new warrior name
Is Fireheart.
All right,
Boo.
that's now 2 times our protagonist has changed
I prefer
names
Firepaw.
in one book.
Now that Fireheart is officially a warrior, I would like to take a quick palate cleansing break from the wild world of warrior cats because I would feel extremely remiss if I didn't share with you all a rather humorous story time about
I
an
love
instance
that
where
prop.
I too
I want
was
that
trying
prop.
to become a warrior.
Story
So
time.
when I was deep into reading these books, I went to this boxing gym because I was training for nothing, apparently.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Creator Clash 3. If you don't know, Creator Clash was a boxing event. It was a yearly boxing event that put 2 creators online against each other in a boxing ring. It was a cool event. 3, sadly, had to be canceled because there was just so much financial issues.
And on my drive to said boxing gym, I would listen to The Warriors. It helped me get into the right headspace, I guess. Now, the way the parking lot at this gym worked was that sometimes you'd park your car in front of another car, and then you would give your keys to the receptionist guy at the front, and he would move your car for you. Totally fine, totally cool, except for the one time I made the mistake of leaving my phone in the car, a phone that would auto-connect and immediately play the last thing I was listening to if said car were to turn on. At any given moment, I'd like to think my social interaction skills are at a 7 out of 10. Pretty good, but still room for improvement. In the middle of a boxing class, I'm covered in sweat, I got stink lines coming off me, now I'm at a 6 out of 10. But when the boxing gym receptionist comes up to me and says, "Hey man, you left your phone in your car. By the way, love the book you're reading." Whoosh. Now I'm at a 0. I've talked to this
Oh, poor little Tubby James. He's sad now.
receptionist before, and he knew I did YouTube, so I tried desperately to explain myself. Oh, you know, I'm gonna make a video about it.
Which is true.
Plus, I wanted to read more this year. And then he asks, "Are you gonna mention
The movie?
I was cut off by this. I knew there wasn't a Warrior Cats movie, but I was absolutely not going to argue about it with the boxing gym receptionist in front of a bunch of dudes punching each other. So I just
Makes
went,
sense.
"There's a movie?" And he goes, "Yeah, there's a movie." And the way he said, "Yeah, there's a movie," made it sound like I was the dumb one for not knowing about the Warrior
Everyone knows Warrior Cat fans become boxing bros. They're all Warrior Cat aficionados.
Cats movie, and I forget exactly what I said after that, but it was probably along the lines of, Could someone please punch me so I no longer have to be in this conversation? And for the whole rest of the class, I could not fathom why that guy was so positive about the existence of a movie that definitely didn't exist. Did he see someone reenact the entire book with Littlest Pet Shop dolls and think that was a movie?
I'm sure gonna miss you, Ravenpaw. Why don't we share tongues one last time?
It wasn't until I got back to my car when things started to click.
That feels like something that
When
would be
I
in
turned my
the
car on and
be in the
connected
book.
my phone, the little dashboard screen thingy didn't say, "Now playing Warriors, The New Prophecy, Episode 5. All it said was, "Now playing Twilight." So he thinks I was reading that, and I don't know which is worse?
How about the fact that your boxing gym receptionist was really fascinated by a video of you talking about Twilight? I wanted to talk more about that, but the answer is about even. They're both cringy.
So, diving paws first back
Welcome,
into the wild
K-Featable
world of
Queen.
warrior cats, Fireheart's best bro
Why they're more cursing? Because people don't like Twilight, especially artists. So artists love to make fun of Edward.
for life, who is now named Graystripe, starts being a little horn cat. It's like horn
Yeah,
dog, but it's
fucking.
a horn cat. Being a little frisky boy.
You see, it all started when Graystripe accidentally fell into a river and was rescued by a cat in River Clan. And these two cats from different clans immediately hit it off. But this will just be the first example of one of the many universal truths about warrior cats. All it takes for two characters to fall deeply in love with each other is if they ever appear in a scene together. And that's especially true
Yeah. Yeah, these cats like to fuck. They don't need a good reason to fuck. They just like to fuck.
for cats from different clans. Something about betraying your whole clan is sexy, I guess.
It is.
Meow.
Fireheart
don't do that.
keeps his
No,
best
don't do
bro's
that, James.
forbidden relationship a secret when all of a sudden
Catnip.
she's pregnant.
Pregato? She Pregatanon?
She's having the kids now.
Okay, as someone who has had pregnant cats, it's not that quick.
Graystripe's going to be a dad.
Graystripe's girlfriend doesn't make it through kit birth, but luckily her kids do. We have the boy one and the girl one. You don't have to worry about them ever again. This leaf blower's killing me.
Try having Mama Fang in the background ruffling
What about this
around.
leaf blower?
You just push through
Ask
it.
him to stop.
You just
After
push
this
through it.
scene, Graystripe's forbidden relationship made a lot more sense to me. It felt rushed and contrived
Because it's rushed
this
and
was never
contrived.
a love story. It was an I got the River Clan leader's daughter pregnant who then died in kit birth story.
Oh.
A classic tale for all children's books. This death was the first in the series that made me go, whoa, warrior cats don't mess around.
It took you book 2, not book 1, where we find in this kid's book betrayal, Jesus, neutering. It took you this?
Who kills off the pregnant girlfriend? And then
Warrior
Graystripe
cats.
tries living in River Clan for a bit, but that ultimately falls through, so he doesn't get to live there anymore, and he never gets to see his 2 kids grow up. Well, his first 2 kids.
While Graystripe
This
was
cat
going behind
fucks.
everyone's back to visit his River Clan girlfriend, Fireheart was going behind everyone's back to visit his biological sister at her two-legs nest. And she tells him, you know, you're making the idea of living in the forest sound totally cool and awesome. I don't want to completely uproot my life, though, so could you take one of my kids away and force him to live with you? This is Cloudtail, Fireheart's sister's son. The book's never called
We call those nephews, James. We call them nephews.
this white cat, Fireheart's nephew. They always called him his sister's kit, sister's son, or sister's firstborn.
Okay, I hate this writer. I wanted to wait, but fucking pollen. I fucking hate how this writer writes. Everything is flourished and like whimsy, but it feels poorly written and feels very dumbed down. It doesn't feel world building, it feels lazy. Not lazy, it feels dumb. It feels very dumbed down. Just say nephew.
Now, this could just be because cats are quirky with words and don't have a name to describe the relationship of your sister's son. But the more the books kept avoiding ever using the word nephew, the more I started to worry that nephew was too big of a word for this reading level. But then the books throw the word jubilant at you. You're not going to use nephew, but jubilance?
It has nothing to do with the readers. Oh, fuck. It has nothing to do with the readers. This author doesn't care about the readers. The reason that it's a kid's book is because they couldn't promote a book about cats to adults. But like this writer wanted to just make a urban fantasy about cats. Like they got Jesus, blood. This isn't a kid's book. It is a urban fantasy book dumbed down for kids. Well, promoted for kids, not dumbed down. Promoted for kids. No, this writer just is very fantastical writing, and I'm gonna go blow my fucking nose. That sucked. Sorry. But yeah, that would. I don't even have a big pollen allergy. It's just really just started just acting up. I don't know why. But yeah, this writer isn't thinking about kids. This writer literally just wanted to make an urban fantasy book. But whoever published them realized early on that this is just for kids. Oh, you redeemed a question. What's your question? I will keep playing the video while I wait for your question.
You seriously gonna make me pull out a dictionary, warrior cat? Since Cloudtail was thrown into clan life kind of against his will, he doesn't super respect the strict set of rules all the clan cats follow. And he's an atheist. Just doesn't believe in StarClan, like, at all.
How? Okay, he did live in a house, so I kind of get it, but like, you literally see cats do mystical shit. I don't know. Atheism. Sometimes atheists will go way too far to pretend that there's nothing magical in the world. I got an Uber the same time I redeemed it. Damn. None of us are doing well on timing. I'm having a sneezing fit. You got an Uber. Which YouTube office would you want? YouTube office. I don't know what that means. Oh, YouTuber office. Oh, whose set would I want? I'm not gonna lie, this set is pretty nice. Mogul Money. Because, so that's Ludwig's. Because that means that I can have an outdoor fire set with, like, cool chairs and, like, a hammock, but inside a air-conditioned studio.
That detail never really comes up, but the books let you know that he is one. It's super important that you know the religious views of these cats, okay? Cloudtail ends up getting captured by Two Legs, and now it's up to his mother's brother to rescue him. When this scene was first introduced, I got super excited because by now, so much of the drama...
What's going on with the tape, James? Why so much tape on your forehead, James? What happened, James?
In this series has been cats fighting over prey, cats fighting over territory, and cats fighting
fucking.
over love. So when the opportunity of a rescue my sister's son heist was introduced, I was excited just for something different. Fireheart's going to have to navigate through a two-leg nest he's never been in before and describe all the mundane human things he sees from his non-human cat perspective. What is this strange hissing elephant? I love it when books do that kind of stuff. But while I was thinking of all the...
This writer really wanted to make their own Little Mermaid. Look at this thing. Isn't it neat? Look at these legs.
I'm
Aren't
hungry.
they weird?
Interesting possibilities. Fireheart just opens the front door and Cloudtail escapes. He never even goes inside. Cool. Glad you're back, Cloudtail.
What was the
You're
point
gonna
of that
follow the
padding?
strict set of rules, but still
What was
be
the
an
point of
atheist?
that padding?
No, that's fine. Yeah, I just think I saw some fresh kill we could hunt back there. Once our heroes were finally done dealing with their atheist nephew and pregnant girlfriend, they finally came to their senses and told the leader Blue Star about the murderous, broad-shouldered Tiger Claw in the clan.
All it took
And it
was 2
actually
books.
got to a point where I started to question if Tiger Claw really was the main bad guy.
Now, this might just be because I watched too many movies, but when something tries this hard to tell me he's the main bad guy, especially this early on in the story, I start to think, yeah, I can smell this plot twist coming from a mile away. Fireheart
I mean, he could be the main bad guy for now.
never had any proof Tiger Claw was evil. He was just blindly believing what this other random apprentice was saying. Tiger Claw was there when Cinderpelt got her legs run over, but we don't know for sure he caused the accident. How does a cat even orchestrate something like that? Yeah, he might be
How does a lion kill his lion brother with a wildebeest stampede? We'll never know.
constantly giving off bad vibes, but that's just all part of the misdirection.
Baby.
I'm telling ya, there's enough wiggle room here for this cat to actually be the misunderstood good guy. But it turns out, no. He is evil, and he did all those evil.
This is
Tiger
not a
Claw?
good
What is
writer.
this? Blue Star's meow was sharper now.
They're
edged
not
with
going.
anger, not fear.
They're not going to
I'm the leader
do
of your
a
clan.
fake out.
I'm the leader of your clan. Or have you forgotten that? Not for much longer, Tiger Claw growled. I'm going to kill you, and kill you again, as many times as it takes for you to join Star Clan forever.
I'm going to stab
It
you,
wasn't
stab
until
you.
I read that exact line when I started to think, okay, Tiger Claw is for sure the main bad guy. I thought it was ambiguous this whole time. But no, he's the bad guy. He's bad.
So the villain of the story turned out to be a character I wasn't expecting to be the villain,
Really?
making Tiger Claw, at least for me, an untwisted twist villain.
So Tiger Claw is exiled from the camp. And since Blue Star no longer trusts anyone else in the camp, except for Fireheart, she promotes him to clan deputy. Meaning, at the start of the series, Fireheart was here, below everyone in the clan, and by the end of episode 3, he's all
Oh, so it's not even 2 books. It took 3 books to get fucking what's-his-face out of the... Oh my god, so much padding.
already here.
But we really needed the... Oh, my nephew, and yeah, I'm just gonna call him nephew. My nephew got caught. Well, there we go. Oh, fucked a river cat. Babies.
Second in command. Next in line to be leader.
But the cherry on top this terrible news cake is that our main bad guy, Tiger Claw, isn't done doing main bad guy things. Shadow Clan just made some pretty significant changes to the clan hierarchy.
Our main bad guy, Tiger Claw, who was the biggest proponent of cat purity, by the way, switches teams and becomes the new leader of Shadow Clan.
He finally got his wish of becoming...
Look, as we know, anyone who really talks about other people being worse and hated, all what they really mean is, I will say whatever I can to be in power. I just want power. I will feed off of stupid people's hate and misguided judges if it means I'm in power.
leader and getting 9 lives. We're dealing with Tiger Star now. Then Tiger Star sets a pack of wild dogs loose in the ThunderClan camp, and they end up killing random background characters.
Not background.
It's one of those wild feral dogs that kill cats and tear off faces.
Oh, so cute. Dabba dibba dabba. So cute.
Oh, it's so the horror. I'm getting attacked by a dog. Ah! Oh, wait, I'm wearing makeup. Maybe you should.
The dogs chase Fireheart off a cliff and into some rushing water, and right as the light begins to fade from his eyes, Blue Star swoops in and rescues him.
But I guess that used up the last of her energy because, in a horrible twist of fate, she's now dying. And it's her last life, by the way. I've been keeping track. This one's for you, Blue Star.
Bye, Blue Star.
So she's out of the picture. Fireheart, the current clan deputy, becomes the new leader of ThunderClan.
Which
Which
means
also means
new name.
he's going to change name.
His new name is Firestar. All right? It's not Fireheart or Firepaw.
Or
and
Rusty.
it's certainly not Rusty. This is Firestar.
Incoming ad break.
This will be the last time that he changes names. It's physically impossible for him to change names again.
Bug 87. Fire Giga Chad.
Unfortunately, this moment was spoiled for me. I always knew that Rusty would be the leader of ThunderClan because while I was researching this video, I remembered this classic fan animation I saw ages ago about Fireheart not liking waffles.
Oh, waffle time, it's waffle time, where you have some waffles of mine.
So I watched this video again
Why?
for entirely research purposes.
Oh, it's
and was
2009.
horrified to see the video was actually called Firestar Doesn't Like Waffles. This video was a pretty big spoiler for me. So Tiger Star and Firestar are
All
now
about
both
waffles.
to the Nine's new lives. If we're ever going to defeat Tiger Star, he's going to have to be eliminated 9 times. Voldemort only needed 8 times. It's going to be a race of cat and cat to see who will be the last cat to lose their final life. And with the amount of books that are still in this series, I could see their rivalry lasting a really, really long time.
Nope.
Until this series goes in a direction that I think I should mention spoiler warning again, because wow. If you're at all familiar with this story and know what's about to happen, I bet you've just been dying for me to get to this part. To help accomplish his destroy Firestar by any means necessary plan, Tiger Star teams up with Blood Clan? Here's my mood board for the secret 6th clan that's been here this whole time. These are the extremely tough city cats. They live in the city that we've never heard of before. They don't have strange double-syllable names or believe in a star clan, but they still call themselves a clan and have a clan leader for some reason. The leader of Blood Clan is Tiny. He's this tiny little black cat that wears a dog teeth collar, and he's a fan favorite. That's
As
what
you
all
can
of this
tell.
has been building up. You see? Scourge, Scourge, Scourge. I'm Scourge. I already pointed at myself. I know I've been doing a lot of
Yep. Literally, he's been foreshadowing the true villain this whole time. And you probably can guess why it's a fan favorite. Moody emo boy.
Harry Potter references throughout this video, but I don't think there's a single Harry Potter character that best encompasses who this cat is. I think the best fictional character I could make a comparison to is Shadow the Hedgehog. So how are they going to fight 2 evil clans that formed an alliance?
I mean, there's Severus
Well,
Snape.
The thing is, tiny little Scourge betrays Tiger Star and murders him in front of everyone. But that's okay. He's got 9 lives, remember?
Or
Wait,
does
what's
he?
happening? Again, the massive Tabby's body grew still for a heartbeat. But again, the wound was too terrible to yield to the healing trance. His claws tore up clumps of grass in his agony, while his screeches turned from fury to terror. This is a kid's book. He's dying 9 times! Holy shit, said Firestar.
Yep. This tiny little cat has an ability that we've never heard of before. You know, the whole MacGuffin of like why people want to be leaders, of having extra lives and being harder to kill. This cat can insta-kill. Why?
Tiny little Scourge kills Tiger Star so badly that he dies, resurrects, and then dies again 9 times. So the villain of the story turned out to be a character I wasn't expecting to be the villain.
Because he didn't
He
exist.
got me twice. Initially, I was in denial. No, Tiger Star canonically had 9 lives. He can't die instantly to a cat we just met. This
Deus
scene
Ex
had
Scourge.
me so flabbergasted that I had to reach out to someone. And everyone I talked to about it was always like, "Oh, you mean Scourge? I love Scourge. Scourge is so cool." And then I thought, okay, if this cat is so beloved, I should at least give him a chance. Maybe this whole time, the books were actually setting up how evil and ruthless this Scourge guy is. You thought that cat was the main bad guy? This new guy just killed him with barely any effort. This also sets up that Firestar's brand new 9 lives are essentially worthless because this new cat can just kill you and have you instantly burn through all 9 of them. Well, not instantly, slow and painfully, which is definitely worse.
It is.
It's a little unconventional, but if this is how the series sets up the actual main bad guy, then let's do it. Scourge, you've won me over.
When Scourge and Firestar
I love
face
this
off for
animation.
control over the whole forest, Scourge very easily kills Firestar, because of course he does. Firestar is just a random kitty pet who stumbled his way up the clan hierarchy. And this is Scourge. Ultimate life form Scourge.
Firestar
Dies. Except this time, when Scourge kills a clan leader, he only loses once. 1 life. He only dies once because of the power of friendship or something. I think it's a metaphor for Jesus, actually, and I'm not making that up. Unlike Tiger Star,
This whole thing is very biblical. It is very Sunday school, trying to get kids to understand Christianity.
Firestar successfully.
Successfully?
I'm sorry, fellas. I'm keeping you away from your friends and family. Firestar successfully resurrects, and Scourge is very understandably caught off guard by this because he's never seen a cat do that before. So this time when they face off, it goes a little like this.
Huzzah!
And that's how Season 1 of Warrior Cats ends. As you know, we frequently get to visit and see what wacky antics the cat angels get up to in cat heaven. And while Tiger Star's ghost makes a pretty prevalent comeback, basically becoming the new cat Satan, we never get to see Scourge or his spiky collar ever again. How is a cat?
That's right. That's right. This fan favorite. Ooh. 1 book, maybe? Again, I wasn't kidding. The reason why fans love this is because it's an edgy emo boy. This was mid-2000s. Emo boys were hot. That's it. It has nothing to do with the character. It has nothing to really do what they are. It's because he is an emo boy. People will be like, no, he's so... No, it's because you want to fuck the lead singer of My Chemical Romance.
Who only shows up in this much of the story, kills the main
Not even
bad
a whole
guy,
book.
and then leaves and never comes back, this beloved. Because he's the ultimate life form, baby. If the
Emo boy.
only knowledge of warrior cats you have is from what I've told you in this video, while you do know more than the average person about warrior cats, you're still probably not going to understand what most of these fan animations are really about, because we only looked at 6 books out of like 100, and you don't know what the characters actually look like. I've just been showing you Garfield characters. However, my dear viewer, I really wanted to get the full warrior cat experience. So I read Season 4, this is 4. I've read Season 2,
Okay.
Season 3,
Okay.
and Season 4. Really just trying to get the full Warrior Cat experience.
Okay, we're at 24
Season 4
bucks.
seemed like a good stopping point. I also forgot to mention, I read the Super Editions too. There's like 27 books. 27 books. I've read 27 books this year. Get on my level. I
Good
don't want
for
to do
you.
all of them. I'm not crazy, okay? I'm in a padded room. I'm not crazy. So, with me as your local warrior cat expert, I can safely say I still have no clue what most of these fan animations are about. It's not my fault that I don't understand these. Most of the things that these people are animating aren't even canon.
Of course not.
They've just been animating fan fiction this whole time.
Of course.
Cleopatra takes a character who's not even that prevalent and imagines her as an Egyptian Sphinx cat who has like no ties to Egypt at all in the books. Next up forever, what if Firestar and Scourge switched lives and Firestar was the one with the spiky collar? Hollyphon, all right, this one's got a giant snake monster in it. Mr. Fear asks the question, what if there was a zombie outbreak in Warrior Cats?
Again, this was the 2000s and the 2010s. Zombies were very big.
Scavengers of the Wind. This one's also got a zombie theme going on and is genuinely the most terrifying Warrior Cat animation I've ever seen. I was legit watching this on my TV and I had to turn it off halfway through because it was so terrifying. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It took me reading almost 30 books to finally understand that Warrior Cat fan animations aren't meant to be understood.
Nope.
It seems like people just like drawing cats.
I know. What? Who knew? Look, great video, but yeah, it's because they're fucking cats.
Why is that?
Now, I actually have 5 different reasons why I think people are so drawn to drawing these cats.
Okay.
And the first reason is because cats are just fun to draw.
True.
Think about it this way. Would you rather spend years studying human anatomy, toiling away for hours trying to get the fingers right?
Fuck
or
fingers.
would you rather just draw a dumb little cat with an ooh-woo face?
Ooh-woo
Reason
cat,
number
please.
2 is the expansive world. This is the official Warrior Cats family tree.
I hate it.
There's quite a few characters that I skipped over. I once heard someone describe Warrior Cats as Game of Thrones for
I see
kids,
it.
and while I've never seen or read any Game of Thrones,
I have.
totally agree with that sentiment.
I have, and no, I see it. I very much see it. Also, a lot of sex.
It's even got the incest and everything.
Yeah.
Since there are so many characters and little mini adventures, it's very easy for someone to have a favorite character or moment that they can connect with, regardless of how prevalent they are in the story. And the third reason I think people are so drawn to drawing these cats is the lack of official arts at the time. These days, Warrior Cat fans have official graphic novels that they get to look at, and I do own them, but I keep lending them out to people, so that's my bad. But in the early 2010s, all fans had to go off of were words and their imaginations, which I think made people more inclined to draw out their favorite moments in the series, regardless of how graphic and gory they were. In fact, the kids really like drawing the graphic and gory stuff. That's a conversation for another time.
Yeah. Look, it doesn't mean that all these kids are really gravitated to drawing the brutality of cats have issues, but it's worth a talk.
The fourth reason I think people like drawing these cats is how this series is perfectly set up to be a fan.
Stupid pun.
Is that what it says? Perfectly. That's hilarious. Creating your own Warrior Cat OC with a tragic backstory and a unique double-syllable name is not only very easy to do, but it's actually encouraged by the books themselves. At the back of some of these books is this like fully plotted out Warrior Cat D&D campaign inviting readers to pretend to be the cats. I
that's
always thought
very
the kids
cute.
during recess who pretended to be the cats were just very devoted fans, but they were just following the instructions the books clearly laid out for them. And the last reason
That's super
I think
sweet.
people like drawing these cats is because their passion is infectious.
I said that I would love the Money Mogul, which is Ludwig's company, his compound, because his set, in particular his podcast, because it is this kind of cool backyard forest vibe with like a fire pit and like beach chairs, but it's inside with AC.
I highly recommend you go down the same Warrior Cat fan animation rabbit hole that I did, because what you'll find is thousands of dedicated fans all creating art of their favorite book series. And they're not doing it for money or for views, but because they're passionate. And there's also like a bunch of videos that are over 15 years old, and that just makes me nostalgic for that early era of YouTube.
Cringe.
I went into this video trying to understand what it was about this series that made people want to draw the cats. But the funny thing is, I ended up drawing these cats too. It's a virus. These cats are so drawable. I initially got my start online creating webcomics. It's something I enjoy doing. I love thinking of a joke, doodling it out, and sharing it with the world. That's my passion. And I guess seeing all of these passionate artists creating these fan animations looked like a whole lot of fun. And the fact that the main character is a ginger male cat, come on, that's just too perfect of an opportunity to do a Garfield reference.
So this is why Garfield is everywhere. It's because James, without knowing, did Warrior Cat fan comics, and all of them were Garfield. Also, probably it's easier to find Garfield plushies.
I don't think anyone's ever done that before. So, me and my team created 40 Garfield-inspired Warrior Cat webcomics, and we posted them every Wednesday. And even though we didn't make any money off of them, I really enjoyed making them and posting them every Wednesday. And not to get too vulnerable here, I know these are just Garfield comics, but they really helped me find my passion in creating art again. So thank you all for reading them.
That's awesome.
I hope you enjoyed. So if you're someone that's missing a little passion in your life, try watching hours of Warrior Cat fan animations.
I'm good.
They're a whole ton of fun to watch. They do get a little violent at times, so be aware of that. And if you're someone that's ever produced a Warrior Cat fan animation, thank you for inspiring others to follow their passions. And if anyone on the Aaron Hunter team is watching, I hope you know you've made a lot of kids furries. That's all I'll say about that. Thank you all for watching.
True.
Have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Thank you all for joining me in this deep...
Okay, all joking aside, no, it's really... It's look, I have issues with the books, but the fandom, kudos. They found something that they love. They found people to work with. Again, there is over 800 animations for the Warrior Cats. Why is Pando being such a bitch today? But no, seriously, full on respect for the Warrior Cats for building a community. It's not fully up to them, but they did help, especially with the D&D stuff. But also, yeah, probably a lot of furries, but no, all joking aside, this was cute. This was a great video. James, I hope you had fun. He definitely seemed like he had fun. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. Check me out on Twitch, SilverDFanng, 2 N's in Fang. Check me out on Twitter and Blue Sky under the same name. Also TikTok. Have a great night.